Bruce Lee's legendary status in martial arts cinema was built not just on his own skills but also on the incredible fighters he faced on screen. His movies featured intense duels with some of the greatest martial artists and stunt performers of their time. These battles weren't just choreographed fights, they were cinematic moments that showcased skill, philosophy, and Bruce Lee's revolutionary approach to combat. Let's take a look at some of the martial arts legends who had the honor of fighting Bruce Lee on screen. 1. Chuck Norris, The Way of the Dragon, 1972. Round pushpin fight, Bruce Lee vs. Chuck Norris in the Roman Colosseum. One of the most legendary martial arts battles in film history took place between Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris in The Way of the Dragon. Norris, a world karate champion at the time, played the ruthless American fighter Colt. Fire why it's iconic. A true clash of styles, Norris's traditional karate versus Lee's fluid Jeet Kune Do. No music, no distractions, just the sound of fists, kicks, and breathing. The fight ends with Bruce Lee showing respect to his fallen opponent by covering Norris with his gi, a rare moment of honor in martial arts cinema. This fight is still studied today as one of the greatest ever filmed. 2. Bob Wall, Enter the Dragon, 1973, and Way of the Dragon, 1972. Round pushpin fight, Bruce Lee vs. O'Hara in Enter the Dragon. Bob Wall, a real-life karate black belt and student of Chuck Norris, played the brutal villain O'Hara in Enter the Dragon. His battle against Bruce Lee was one of the most intense and emotional in the film. Fire why it's iconic. O'Hara was responsible for the death of Lee's sister, making this a fight for revenge. Bruce Lee destroys O'Hara with precision and speed, finishing him with a brutal stomp. It was one of the first times audiences saw Bruce Lee's raw fury in a fight scene. Bob Wall also appeared in Way of the Dragon, fighting alongside Chuck Norris in an alley fight against Bruce Lee. 3. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Game of Death, 1978. Round pushpin fight, Bruce Lee vs. Mantis fighter, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This fight is one of the most unique in Bruce Lee's career. NBA legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was Bruce Lee's real-life student, played a mysterious martial artist at the top of the pagoda in Game of Death. Fire why it's iconic. Kareem's massive height and reach advantage over Bruce Lee created a unique challenge. Lee had to adapt his fighting style to counter Kareem's long legs and unorthodox attacks. It demonstrated Bruce Lee's philosophy: no single style is unbeatable, adaptation is key. Though Game of Death was incomplete at the time of Bruce Lee's passing, this fight remains one of his most fascinating. 4. Ji Han-jae, Game of Death, 1978. Round pushpin fight, Bruce Lee vs. the Hapkido Master. Korean martial arts master Ji Han-jae, one of the top practitioners of Hapkido, was another fighter who squared off against Bruce Lee in Game of Death. His scene, although short, demonstrated a different kind of comb.